kafan, and the funeral will start. The funeral of the soul, having unbelievable bad smell. Every time they pass by some angels, they ask, what a bad smell. What a dirty smell. For whom that soul? They would say, for such and such person. By the worst name that he ever been called with in this dunya. They will go up and up and up until they reach the gates of the first heaven. You know, when we say up and up and up, how long the distance? Do you know? It's 500 years, not our years. It's very up. It's something no human being reached till now. The first heaven, no human being reached. No human being hit the gates of the first heaven till now at all. Except the Prophet ﷺ in his Mi'raj journey. But for example, NASA on 1979, they sent something with vibration, sending and receiving signals on 1979 until now. It gives the signals that it's still going up. Until this moment, it didn't hit anything. They will seek the permission to open the gates of the first heaven, because the soul must be reviewed between the hands of Allah. But there will not be any license, no permission to open the gates for this soul. لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء. لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء ولا يدخلون الجنة حتى يلج الجمل في سم الخياط. No permission for opening the gates. At that moment, by the power of Allah, the soul will be reviewed without opening the gates. And the Almighty Allah would say, أن كذب عبدي, he's a liar. اكتبوا كتاب عبدي في سجين, write his book in Sijjin. At that moment, when Allah said this, the angels belong to Allah. They will refuse to return back in the funeral to the grave. So they will throw the soul, and the person will feel that he gets thrown from that high place. But by the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the soul will hit its body in the grave. That's why the Prophet ﷺ, in this moment when the soul comes to the body, he used to say in the funeral of the body, ادعوا لأخيكم واسألوا الله له التثبيت فإنه الآن يسأل. Make dua for your brother in Islam and ask Allah to give him the right answers, because he's now being questioned. Now, the soul hit the body again And then Munkar wa Nakir, the two angels of the grave, come to him and let him sit and ask him three questions. Man Rabbuk, who's your Lord? Wa ma dinuk, what's your religion? Wa man Nabiyyuk, who's your prophet? You have to realize something, that this person, if you ask him today these questions, he can give lectures in each question. But because of his bad deeds, he will not be able. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ويضل الله الظالمين ويفعل الله ما يشاء. Allah is the one who's going to guide the person to answer the angels. So they will ask him these questions, and the answer would be هاهن هاهن لقد سمعت الناس يقولون شيئا فقلته. Ha, shaking. I just heard people saying something and I just said it like that. He will not be able to say, Allah is my Lord, Islam is my religion, Prophet Muhammad is my prophet. He will not be able to answer this. Because at-tathbeet, the guidance, Allah is the one who makes the person in this position, trusting himself, having the ability to answer the angels. But that evil person, he would say, ha hin ha, I just heard people saying something and I said like them. Then an angel is going to hit him. Just one beat, one hit with an iron stake by the hand of angel. The Prophet ﷺ described that hit, that if you hit the mountain of Uhud once by this, he will become dust. The mountain will become dust. ضربة لو ضرب بها أحد لصار ترابا. He will scream. The Prophet described the scream, saying, if any human being or jinn listen to this scream, he will die from his ear, bleeding and die from the ear. But by the mercy of Allah, we don't hear that scream. If we hear this, we will die right away. And then Allah's gonna make the grave a whole piece of Jahannam. He will have snakes, fire, cold, punishment, smell, everything from Jahannam in his grave. And he will feel lonely, screaming, very painful life. And then he will find a person, scary person. He would ask him, who are you? فَوَجْهُكَ الَّذِي لَا يَأْتِي بِالْخَيْرِ. Your face does not give me good news. Who are you? He would say, receive